Everyone sees Oprah as one of the most loving and generous people on earth. But is she really? Actress Monique once considered Oprah a friend but accused her of betrayal. Their friendship soured when Oprah invited Monique's abusive family onto her talk show without her consent. Feeling exploited, Monique decided to speak out. "For 8 years, my family has suffered, and my career has suffered," she said. When Monique confronted Oprah directly, she didn't hold back. "You know what you need to do. Stop hiding. People are starting to see you for who you are," Monique stated. Critics questioned Monique's boldness. "How could you say that? Oprah is human too." But Monique stood her ground. "If you feel there's something you need to say, you should say it." Their falling out was more complex than anyone realized. It was deeply personal. Both women had endured abusive childhoods. Monique, who grew up in Baltimore, had idolized Oprah since she was a young girl. "I was a little black, fat girl, and I saw this fat black woman on TV. I hugged her and said, 'Miss Winfrey, when I grow up, I want to do what you do.' And she told me, 'You've got to work really hard.'" Monique did just that. She pursued stand-up comedy and built a successful career. As their paths crossed over the years, their bond grew stronger. She hugged me and said, "When I look at you, I'm looking at myself." I shared stories about my mother, and she shared hers with me. When Monique landed a major role in Precious, it was a chance to collaborate with both Lee Daniels and Oprah. Her performance stunned critics and audiences alike. The first thing Oprah said to me was, "Who's your favorite designer? You need a dress for the Oscars." Despite the praise, tensions arose. The studio wanted Monique to promote the movie internationally, but she declined. They asked me to fly to Cannes for the film festival. I respectfully declined. My deal was with Lee Daniels. I'd fulfilled my contractual obligations. Why did she refuse? By then, Monique was prioritizing her family. "During my downtime, I wanted to be with my husband and kids. I told them no. Everyone seemed to understand." But behind the scenes, producers and industry insiders were frustrated. She was making unreasonable demands, they claimed. "You have to play ball. This is show business." Monique's refusal to comply earned her a reputation for being difficult. I got labeled that because I said one word, "no." When you don't do what powerful people want, they'll take your livelihood. Amid this professional fallout, Monique faced another betrayal, this time from Oprah. It wasn't just business, it was personal. Oprah called and said my brother wanted to be on her show. My older brother, the one I described as a monster, had abused me from the age of 7. Are we talking about sexual abuse? Yes. Oprah called Monique and said, "If you don't want me to have your brother on the show, I'll cancel it. But I wanted to check with you first." Monique thought Oprah had her back. But that wasn't the case. "I began to see commercials with my brother, my mother, my father, and my other brother," Monique explained. What hurt the most was that their conversation had gone much deeper. They had talked about their relationships with their parents. She never mentioned my mother would be on the show. If Oprah had told me she was having my mother on, I would have said, "Shut it down." The betrayal cut even deeper because Monique believed Oprah, someone who had experienced similar pain, would understand how deeply this would hurt. Not only was I betrayed by someone I thought was my friend, but by someone who lived the same experience I had. It may have been a mistake on Oprah's part, but according to Monique, Oprah never apologized. One night at a party, Monique confronted her directly. I looked Oprah in the eye and said, "We need to have this conversation. Why would you have my mother on your show?" She said, "If you think I did something wrong, I want to apologize." Monique didn't let it slide. I told her, "No, Oprah, I know you did something wrong. You fully intended to have my parents on your show without telling me." Did Oprah ever truly apologize? No. Instead, she avoided directly addressing the situation, even when asked about Monique in interviews. "It's impossible," Oprah said. "If you meet negativity with negativity, you'll just create more negative energy. You have to rise above it. Transcend it. Be the light." By this point, Monique had had enough of people in power taking advantage of her. You start to see deals disappear. Opportunities just don't make sense, but I'm unapologetic. I won't be quiet, go away, or back down. This resilience carried over when Netflix offered her an unfair deal for a comedy special. Monique refused to stay silent. If we keep accepting these low offers, How will things ever change? I have to speak up. Netflix had offered Monique $500,000 for the special. While this seemed like a lot, other comedians, like Amy Schumer, were being offered $11 million or more. It wasn't just about the money, Monique explained. It was about the principle. I had a resume. I'd won an Oscar, hosted a talk show. I wasn't some nobody. Monique sued Netflix for discrimination. Did she win? They settled for an undisclosed amount, and Monique eventually agreed to do a special with Netflix. She also reconciled with Lee Daniels, who publicly apologized for their falling out. "I am so sorry for hurting you in any way," Daniels said. Monique's determination paid off. She didn't back down against powerful figures because she understood her fight was bigger than her own career. If it helps the next young woman to get fair pay and respect, I'll take the charge. I'll take it to make sure the next one gets what she deserves.